Welcome to the Jedi Podcast. I'm Brittany Galicia. Throughout the month of April, we've been celebrating Diversity Month. And to help us gain a better understanding of both the meaning and importance of this month, we are joined today by Dr. Diane Fiero, Deputy Chancellor and Chief Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Officer here at College of the Canyons. Dr. Fiero, welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I would like to start off by asking you to give us a brief background on how Diversity Month began, and more importantly, can you provide us with a deeper understanding of its importance from a more national perspective?
Well, nationally, it started in 2004 to recognize and honor the diversity of the world around us. It's a time to recognize and understand our differences while honoring our common sense of humanity. By appreciating our similarities and differences, the month aims to get people to foster a deeper understanding of others. From a national perspective, I think the need to foster deeper understanding and respect for each other is more important than ever. Listening to each other and our lived experiences will enhance our empathy and create a broader understanding of the rich cultural background of our country and the people who live in it.
Right. In November 2020, College of the Canyons opened its doors to its interim Multicultural Center, which will be renamed the InterCultural Center when it opens its doors to its permanent location next month, with the professed goal of providing safe and brave spaces for historically minoritized and marginalized groups on campus and increasing diversity, equity, and inclusion. Can you tell us about this important initiative and how the university came to decide upon making this important step?
So while 2020 will always be remembered for the pandemic, it was the murder of George Floyd that refocused our attention on race in this country. Our community college system, which consists of 116 colleges and 72 districts throughout the state of California and educates 1.8 million people every year, our community college chancellor's office issued a call to action that included the objectives for colleges throughout the state. They included reviewing administration of justice curriculum and campus policing, holding town halls for students and employees to discuss race, to review our curriculum and classroom environments, to update our student equity and equal employment opportunity plans, and to take a deep dive into hiring practices as well as policies and processes that may be causing barriers for individuals. As part of that work, and those dialogues, which includes well over 100 people on our campuses, through various groups and alliances, was the creation of our first virtual Multicultural Center in November of 2020. And then while we were remote, so that students could engage with us via those vehicles and mechanisms through Zoom mostly, to our interim Multicultural Center that opened here on campus in February of 2022. And then, as you mentioned, next month, we'll be opening our permanent space for our InterCultural Center near our Honor Grove at College of the Canyons. I think it's important also just to state the difference between a multicultural center and an intercultural center. I think it's helpful for people to understand the difference. A multicultural center basically focuses on representation and seeing all different groups on campus and providing a space for meeting and having those groups come together. An intercultural center really focuses more on how we can communicate and relate better to each other. And so we want that more action-oriented approach for our center, where we are having those dialogues and we are having meetings with different groups so that we gain a better understanding of each other.
You're so right. The world is becoming ever more diverse, and the interconnection of different cultures is so important, especially in college campuses. So since the opening of the Multicultural Center, do you feel like there is an increase in engagement with students and faculty?
So we have regular attendance to the Multicultural Center of about 30 to 50 students a day on our main class days, which are Monday through Thursday. We hope to see increases with the new permanent larger center at the center of campus with the InterCultural Center opening next month. We also have been engaging with our students through our alliance groups, and they meet once a month. We have 9 different alliance groups on our campus. But engagement is something that we are focused on as more and more students come back to campus. Of course, we have a larger percentage of our classes being offered online than prior to the pandemic. but the majority of our students are here on campus, and we're really excited to welcome them to the new center.
Awesome. That's so amazing. Now, what are the future goals of the College of the Canyons Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion team? And what can college campuses do in general to see improvement in diversity, equity, and inclusion within academia?
First and foremost, our focus is on supporting all of our students and helping them be successful and attain their goals. We want to provide a safe and welcoming environment to all students. We want to help close achievement gaps for our underrepresented students, and we want to diversify our faculty, staff, and administration to provide role models and mentors for our students. We want to provide quality training also for all of our employees. We are in the process of developing our IDEA plan. So IDEA is a new acronym that we are using that was adopted by our statewide academic senate. It stands for Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, Accessibility, and Anti-Racism. We're developing our plan related to that, as well as our scorecard and our survey that we want to send to our students to keep the momentum going and meet student needs in this area. To improve DEI within academia, the broader sense, of course, every institution is different and unique and has a unique community to serve. But we have to be willing to have courageous conversations about our processes and policies that may create barriers for students and employees from different backgrounds. We need to make sure our hiring processes are truly accessible to everyone. And we need to be willing to listen to those ideas we agree with, as well as those we question. Listening to differing perspectives is vital in developing our worldview, and that for our students.
I think that's so amazing of what you and your team are doing here to uplift diversity, equity, and inclusion. So what's the biggest piece of advice that you would give to an institution that is trying to improve their diversity, equity, and inclusion on their respective campus?
As for our college and others, we should listen to what students need to be successful, provide different perspectives in an effort to educate students, and let them decide how they want to align their beliefs. I think that is key to not only engaging students, but also helping them to appreciate diverse thought.
Right, and I think equity and access and accessibility is so important too.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much, Dr. Diane, for letting us interview today and speaking with us. We appreciate the important work that you and your team are doing here at COC in regards to diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.